The ones that you crossing oceans for that ain't even jumping puddles for you.
I'll focus on me. I forgot that I got it too. I'm not needing you.
What about your friends? Are they gonna be around? Are they gonna let you down? Yeah. Whoo, child. Whew. Yes, I know it sounded a mess. Cause your girl is a baritone, for real, for real. Whoo, y'all. Hey guys, it's C. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new here. Y'all know we got the tea. And we sitting down, so let's go ahead and get into another life check with C. But first I'm gonna get y'all because how y'all let me go the whole month of July without giving y'all a life check? Like I sat here and thought about that thing. I was like, did I not do a life check? Child, a mess. So we starting August off real quick with one. And we talking about friends. Friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Friends. Child. Okay, let me go ahead and get into the teas. I got 3 in here today. It's like 12 something and I had my coffee this morning. Now I'm hitting that afternoon like, ooh, child, tired. So I got some Yogi Perfect Energy tea. I think it's like sweet tangerine flavor. And the tea inspiration is what I call them. Y'all know Yogi teas and some other ones have like little sayings on them. This one says, think seriously and think honestly. And if we being for real, that's a word. Be for real. Think seriously and think honestly. Think about your friends and your circle and everybody you have around you. Think seriously and honestly. What do those people add to your life? Stress, confusion, uncertainty, doubt, or do they add God? God, do they add God to your life? Do they add clarity in your life, stability in your life, inspiration? Do they add accountability? Because your friends not keeping you accountable, they're not your friends. Do they add good or bad? Do they add positivity or negativity in your life? So think seriously and think honestly. That's what the tea inspiration said. And the other teas I got a mint green tea by Benner, the Benner company. And then I have a Twinings Focus tea. So Focus tea, mint tea, and the Perfect Energy tea. But yeah, it's still hot, so I'm gonna put it to the side first. But let's go ahead and jump into this life check, y'all. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the life check today, y'all. This topic got sparked by a few different conversations I've had like in the last few weeks. Like I had a conversation with my friends, I had a conversation with my mama, and then just like social media stuff that, you know, I've seen, and I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. Friends. Friends is a word that I feel like is used so loosely. Like when we're growing up, we're younger, and we start talking about friends. Oh, he my friend, she my friend, all kind of stuff. But as I've gotten older, the word friend holds a lot more weight than it used to back then. And everybody I can call a friend. The majority of my friends that are real friends are more like family. So they're like bro and sis. But y'all, so the conversations we've had is like people doing a whole lot and giving their all for people who are doing a whole lot less. It's giving very much bare minimum. It's giving almost taken advantage of. I just want to do this life check, and I'm gonna make it real brief. I'm gonna make it real brief for real. Y'all, let's stop giving our all and putting so much into friendships and you're not getting that back. Should you do things for people to expect something in return? No, that's not what I mean. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the ones that you gonna go across the earth for. The ones that I will cross the ocean for you. The ones that you crossing oceans for that ain't even jumping puddles for you. That won't even go out in a little sprinkle to get their hair wet for you. Stop. Stop doing the most of those people and stop having those people in your life. You really have to think about the people around you. What type of energy they bring in. Like, what are they bringing into your life? And if they're not bringing much into your life, if they're not adding value to your life, why you even got them around? Why are you fighting so hard to keep them around? Because if you can pour into somebody, pray and pray for somebody, do everything you can for people, and you barely hear from them, or they just out here doing whatever, they don't show up for you, they don't contact you, and they don't, and I ain't, let's go ahead and stop here before y'all be trying to say, girl, people got lives. You right, people do have lives, and life be lifing. Because I'm the friend that I check on people here and there when they come across my mind, but sometimes I don't check in because life be lifing. When I think about them, if I don't check in, do I pray for them? Absolutely, I pray for my friends. Do I check in and talk to people every day? No. My friends know I am not the phone chick. Like, I am not the phone person. I can text you all day, and sometimes I forget text because my mind be all over the place, and I have to apologize constantly. Apologize, because if you got friends who don't apologize when they did wrong, cut them out your life. But anyway, I have to apologize sometimes because I'm like, y'all, I apologize for not answering the phone. Well, not apologize for answering the phone, because sometimes I'm just not in the headspace to answer, and I'm that friend where I'm not gonna put any negative energy on nobody else just because I want to answer the phone. I just don't answer the phone if I don't feel like talking, because I'm not in a good space to talk at the moment. But I have to apologize for being distant sometimes. I have to apologize for seeing a text and not responding to a week later, because it be like that sometimes. And I'm not talking about that. I know life be life and people be dealing with their own things, which is another conversation, because when you got a lot going on in your life and you going through it, like going through it, and sometimes you don't say nothing about it to people and your friends. Sometimes it's just you and God. But when you got a lot going on in your life and then you express that to a friend, and they turn around and make it about them, or they turn around and be like, well, what about me? If they turn around, they ain't even checked on you. They ain't even, you know, pray for you. They ain't even make sure you was good. But yeah, they turn around and be like, why you ain't talking to me? Why you ain't call me? Why you ain't did this? Well, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you check in on me? If you notice that I wasn't moving how I normally move, your first thought and response should be, let me check on them, because that ain't like them. Not, oh, well, what's the problem? Heal, friend. Go ahead and heal so that you can handle people with care, because if somebody's going through something, your first thought is to turn around on you. You the problem. You the problem friend that I'm talking to. Let's evaluate our friends, but also let us evaluate ourselves. If our first response to people going through things, or people being distant, or people taking a step back, or if our first response when you haven't heard from somebody in a while is, well, what's the problem? Let's heal, because it's not about you. Everything ain't about you. As Bay used to tell me, everybody ain't out to get you. Everybody ain't out to get you, and it's not about you. Like, why can't you be the one checking on people? Why can't you be the one that's like, oh, well, let me check on them and see how they doing. Let me pray for them. Like, or let me reach out and just be like, hey, you know, I'm just reaching out, let you know I pray for you, whatever, hope everything's okay. Can you be that friend and not be the one that's always the victim? And if you got that kind of friend in your life who's always the victim, they ain't checking on you, they ain't doing nothing, evaluate that friendship. That's what I came here to tell y'all, because it's getting out of hand. Like, I've been seeing it too much. And even with like social media, I've been seeing people talking about their friends and how hurt they have been. Because what y'all don't realize, when you have good people in your life that really, really care about you, and that really, you know, that is going to be there for you no matter what, who will move mountains to be there for you. If they get a little distant, or if things happen in their lives or whatever, check on them. Check on them. And if you the friend who needs to be checked on, voice that. Because sometimes I had a conversation with somebody before, they were like, you know, they didn't say nothing and they wish they had more people there for them. Well, if you didn't say anything, friend, nope, people can't read minds. I can read your mind, baby. Lies. You can't read nobody's mind. You might can feel something was a little off, or you might can feel the feels. But you can't read nobody's mind. Stop lying. And people can't read your mind, friend. Reach out if you need help. Because I was the friend. I was that friend. Still am sometimes. I'm working on it. Because God is still working on me. I was the friend that, you know, I just don't reach out. I just deal with it. I've always been an internalizer, and I deal with my issues or whatever, problems, feelings, like just me and God. And sometimes I believe in God out, which is not good either. Sometimes I try to handle it myself, and it's like, girl, bye. Pray. But yeah, if you that friend and you know people, you know, you don't normally talk to people, whatever, and you get to a point where you really need people, reach out to them ones. And I know sometimes it hurts, because I am the friend who I just deal with my stuff on my own, because I don't want to burden anybody else. Like, I am the friend that everybody comes to, which I love because I love being there for everybody else, but I'm not the friend that goes to everybody. I don't know. That's just how I am. And sometimes, like, I deal with my stuff and I just keep it moving. Like, some stuff don't bother me as much. I deal with it, keep it pushing, and still there for everybody else. Like I said, which I love to be. I love to be that friend. But sometimes, you know, it's you reach out to people and you think you need help, and they say, I posted this video. I'm gonna post it on the screen because I think I shared it. I'm gonna post it on the screen. This is exactly how I feel.
I tell people all the time, like, when they're like, oh, you're so strong. And I'm like, but I have to be. I don't want to be like, I want to be fragile. And people see it as a weak word, but think about it. When something's fragile, you treat it more with care. You're very careful. You're, you know, like, treat me like I'm fragile, because I can break too. And people are so used to me being so strong and so independent that they usually don't check on me. If I do have an issue and I happen to voice it, like, oh, you're fine. Like, they brush me off. Or it's kind of like, Shakira, you always figure it out. But I'm human too. I have feelings too. I feel things very deeply too. So don't treat me like I'm strong, because I don't consider that to be a thing of like, oh, that's so great an accomplishment. No, treat me like I'm fragile. Treat me with care.
Sometimes you can be the friend when you don't reach out and you feel like you got it. And then when you do reach out to people, people expect you to be the strong friend. They expect you to be like, you know, you reach out and you be like, I'm struggling. And they be like, oh, you good, you got it. It took everything in me to tell you that I was struggling, and you come back with, you got it. Not with, how can I help you? Y'all, when I tell you, that's like the most hurtful thing. So to my strong friends out there, I feel you. I know sometimes it's hard to reach out because the responses you get sometimes it's just like, I wish I'd have never said anything. Because it's just like, I could have kept that to myself. I could have told myself I got it. Like, I'm telling you I'm struggling and you ain't did nothing about it. It took everything in me. Everything. You had to muster up, we had to muster up everything in us. Muster up the strength and the courage to even admit vulnerability. And you came back with, oh, you got it. Oh, you good. Or you was like, dang, that's messed up. So girl, let me tell you about what I got going on. Y'all, be better friends. Be better friends. Be better friends. And evaluate the people in your life. If they're not good friends to you, let them know. And if they choose not to be a good friend to you, let them go. Cut them off. It's hard sometimes, but I promise you, you'll be more peaceful being by yourself or being with like 3 people who you know for sure got your back, who you know for sure is gonna come and do whatever you need them to do, pray for you, you know, because sometimes praying for me is more than anything you could ever do physically for me. When you have those people, life is better to have 1 or 2 good friends than to have a whole bunch of people who ain't there for you for real. People who talk about you behind your back, people who ain't, you know, who use you, because you got them friends who you good for them for the moment, and then when they don't need you, you don't hear from them. But as soon as they got something going on, as soon as they got a problem, as soon as they need some help, oh, hey girl, what you doing? Nothing. I'm busy. Busy doing nothing because I ain't got time for it today. When you got, it's better to have a good few than a whole lot of mess in your life. So speaking to the ones who need to evaluate their circles, it may hurt. It may take a while, but I promise you that peace is more than anything you can ever imagine. That peace and that knowing that you got a few good ones, it's the best feeling in the world. I know I got a few good ones that will drop everything to make sure I'm good, because I'm going to drop everything to make sure they good too. Not about no foolishness now, because y'all know. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic for another day, because your girl gonna ride. This is a topic for another day. What I'm saying is, they gonna make sure, girls, you good. They gonna try to get it last. Cause I'm that friend, like, I'm gonna do whatever I can do for the good ones. You know what I'm saying? So when you got those ones, hold on to them. But let the other ones go. And if it takes you a while, I get it. But stop giving chance after chance after chance for people to keep showing you who they really are. Stop giving people that room to keep hurting you like that. I promise you, I tell my kids, I tell my friends, everybody, after a while you're gonna get fed up and you're gonna get tired of being hurt. But I want you to stop that before you even get to that point. Because sometimes when you get to that point, it might be a little too late. You might be too damaged. Like, go ahead and stop now. Stop taking that hurt. Stop taking that. I promise you, life is so much better and so much more peaceful without all the mess. And on the opposite side of that, if you the friend that I'm talking about who doing people wrong, who out here all about yourself, you the selfish friend, you don't care about nobody else but what you got going on, you ain't trying to help nobody, but you want to make sure everybody there for you, you feel so offended when nobody there for you, but you're not there for nobody else. When you that friend, get yourself together or prepare to have a lonely life. Because at some point, the ones you using, the ones you manipulating, the ones that you taking advantage of, they gonna get tired and they gonna cut you off. You're gonna be that cut off friend and you're gonna be lonely. You're gonna be wondering why, because you too busy playing the victim instead of trying to heal and trying to get yourself together and trying to be a good friend. And I know friendship in adulthood is challenging, it's difficult, but and life be life and things happen, but being a bad friend and being a bad person is not acceptable. You have to work at being a good friend. It's not just easy, oh, let's go do this and let's go do that and it's all good. No, are you the friend in the sad times? Are you the friend when things are good and when things are going great? Are you just the friend that like to be around for a good time, but when stuff get hard, you ain't there? That's not a good friend. And you got to work on that. Because just as much as you expect, because you shouldn't expect people to do and be there for you, especially when you're not there for them, you shouldn't expect that. But as much as you expect that, that's what you should be giving. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say, y'all. I mean, it's a little longer than I meant for it to be. But, yeah, do the work to be a better friend or prepare to be lonely at some point. But, y'all, we gotta do better on both sides. We gotta do better. Stop accepting the bare minimum. Stop accepting less. Stop being the punching bag for people. And you over here silently crumbling. Stop that. We ain't got time. We don't have time for fickle friendships. We don't have time for that. Life is too much, too peaceful. First of all, the world is too crazy. People, strangers out there, too crazy for you to be dealing with friends who hurt you more than the strangers would. Let's all do better. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I know this probably sounds a little bit like I was fussing, which I am, because we all have work to do. But don't be out here doing stuff just because. Be intentional. Like the T-Spiration says, think seriously and think honestly. Think within yourself. Am I a good friend? If I'm not, let me be better. Because nobody deserves to be treated badly. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this live check. I know we starting off August with a bang. But it's needed. It needed to be said. I'm that friend. I'm the accountable friend. I'm gonna keep you accountable, and I want people to keep me accountable too. But let's chat in the comments about the friends, y'all. If you got people in your life that you need to cut off, do it. But let's chat. What y'all experiences have been with friends? Y'all got good friends in your life? Have y'all had to cut people off? Give people advice in the comments on if you had to cut people off and how peaceful your life is. Give people advice on how you did it in the comments, because we can chat. Let's chat, because we all need help. But as always, thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with somebody. And I'll see y'all in the next one, which will be Saturday. Love y'all. Bye.